Shop deal up to 40% off this.
All he was smoking steroids. When I tried it with heroin, coke, guns, what have I got myself into?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bucco's Locker. Happy Thursday night football. Everybody good? Ready? Welcome. Welcome to Bucco's Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Share this video. I'll come on in, man. We're going to spend the next, 20, 30 minutes talking about the big game this Sunday. Preview. Who y'all got winning the game tonight? The Cardinals or the Seahawks? Now, remember, though, we got the Seahawks next. The Seahawks is really tough. So I'm watching. I'm trying to do my little early scouting on Seahawks. That's why I'm watching the game. Seahawks good. How did they get good? They got elite. They have an elite defense. They got an elite defense, man. Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams. Yeah, they're pretty good. They got Devin Witherspoon, Tyreek Woodland, Julian Love. Mike McDonald is the head coach. Yeah, I got the Seahawks winning. Y'all ready? What y'all think about Kyler Murray? Anyway, we got Dodd in the building. We got DW, Bucs for life, Bucs life, Damian Jones. So, Bucs, Eagles coming to town, man. The battle of unbeatens. The clash. We're gonna see. What you think about them Seahawks, the Arizona Cardinals rivalry jerseys? Oh yeah, definitely a tough game. Definitely a tough game. All right. Let me give y'all some game context here. Both teams are 3-0. Now, the Bucs is looking to get back to avenge last year's loss. You know, the Eagles are 19-1 since week 5 last year. Those are facts. You know, facts of the feelings now. 19-1 since week 5. That's insane. That's crazy. 19-1 since week 5. Woo, they're gonna be a tough team to beat. Now, that's the overall game context there. If the Bucs want to prove that they are a part of the elite teams this season, this is a measuring stick here. Now I know we're not 100% healthy. The Eagles are not either, right? You know, I think Lane Johnson's a little banged up. Nolan Smith is not playing. He has a pectoral injury, a strained pectoral. The one thing about small defensive ends or small D linemen, they tend to get hurt a lot, upper body injuries. You know, Kalijah Clancy, real quick, I'm gonna touch on that. I think that's one of the reasons why he got hurt, because he's a small guy dealing with guys over 315 pounds, and he's like 280, 290, and you have to overcompensate with your muscles, upper level muscles, your upper body muscles to get leverage. Guys like Nolan Smith and Kalijah Clancy, upper body injuries because they're small. Strained or torn muscles up top, what's going to happen all the time. Biceps and pectorals. Pectoral is the chest, right? You know, you can tear a bicep or, you know, tear a pectoral muscle. And that's unfortunate. So nobody's really healthy right now. There's only a few teams in the NFL healthy, so I'm not going to use it as an excuse of us like not being able to win. I can't do that. You know, I can't. I'm not going to allow. I can't let the Bucs fans use the injuries as an excuse for us to win a game or lose a game. You just got to go out there and win, right? Now we understand the Eagles have the better roster, the better GM, the better roster, the better coach, the better players. You know what I'm saying? That's not the issue. I think a lot of us already know that. We don't need to go into details about the difference of the roster, the depth, the D line, the O line, the run game, the receivers, the tight end. The advantage that we do have, I would say, at quarterback. I'll rock with Jalen Hurts, but I personally think Baker Mayfield has been the better quarterback. Now, I know Jalen Hurts played very well in the Super Bowl. He did his thing, but the eye test tell me at this point, now Jalen Hurts is much younger than Baker Mayfield, but at this point, Baker Mayfield's better. You know, so that's my personal opinion. Now, argue with your mom, but I think Baker Mayfield is personally better right now. Long term, if Jalen Hurts continue to do his thing, long term, Jalen Hurts will have the better career. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts will have the better career long term. But as of now, I'm going to roll with Baker Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? So argue with your mom, Eagles fans. But the comparison between the two, this current season, Baker Mayfield got 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, pretty much a 100 passer rating, 3 clutch wins in last minute, fourth quarter. Jalen Hurts had 3 touchdowns last week. When he decides to play quarterback and throw the ball, you got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. I don't know why the Eagles play offense like that, because it's almost like they spotted the Rams. Like, you go back and watch the game, it's like, well, what is the Eagles doing offensively? They had less than 100 yards in the first half against the Rams, and then all of a sudden, the second half, they just turned up, and then just like it was a throw the ball like it was nothing. So I don't understand that, but that's neither here nor there. I don't understand why the Eagles are not more balanced. They're heavy run, but they can throw the ball. They probably could be one of the few teams that can run the ball for $125 per game and throw for 200 yards, 250 per game. I think there's not too many teams that can do that. And the Eagles is one of them, but they choose not to do it, which is weird. Both quarterbacks used to play for Oklahoma. Ain't that now? Well, Jalen Hurts was at Alabama first, and then he transferred to Oklahoma, right? So let's make that clear. Now Baker Mayfield was at Texas Tech, then he went to Oklahoma. So they both transferred into Oklahoma and did good there. So there's some history between the two. This is interesting, right? That's how Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts type situation. Injury updates. Cody Mulch, of course, out for the season. Kalijah Clancy out for the season. Luke Gedeke, obviously, is going to miss this game. I don't know if the next 2 games. He's on kind of an mini IR type situation. Tristan Wirfs, a knee, a Mecca, hip and groin. I don't have the updated report yet, but Nolan Smith re-aggravated the injury. Like I say, I think it's a strained bicep or pectoral. I think someone in the comment section mentioned number 35 is out for the game. Is that true? Do I need to verify that? Do I need to fact check you, or do I need to, or do I just roll what you say? Can I trust your information on this channel? Because I can easily look it up, but I got to be able to trust you guys with giving me information. You know what I'm saying? So if number 35 is playing, great, right? Cody, you live in Lubbock? Okay, you live in Lubbock. Okay, that's a college town, man. Are you outside? You outside of Lubbock, or are you like in Lubbock? Like are you in the suburbs? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you in the metro area if they have a metro? But Art Smith, relax. I can look it up, of course. I'm just trying to allow people to just contribute. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got the phone right here, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I can look it up. It's nothing. I just some people just like to give updates, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, N'Kobe Dean. N'Kobe Dean. Yeah, N'Kobe Dean's not playing. He's out. No, you gotta. He just said Dean. You know what I'm saying? He said Dean. He didn't say N'Kobe Dean. He forgot. I guess he forgot. There's 2 Deans. You know what I'm saying? But okay, I'm very aware of that. I'm very aware of N'Kobe Dean not playing. So it's okay. We all right. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Grislow? But like for the most part, the Bucs are the more injured team than the Eagles. Like Eagles, N'Kobe Dean, Nolan Smith, offensively they're pretty healthy. I believe Lane Johnson's playing. But they're not as hurt as us. Like we got Cody Mulch out, we got Luke Gedeke out, we got Tristan Wirfs most likely going to play, but is he going to be 100%? We got Godwin going to play. Is he going to be 100? Are they going to be on snap counts? So we're not at full strength. Now that's not an excuse because we've been winning games at the last minute in the 4th quarter. I believe that this is the game that you want the Bucs to win clear, if that makes sense. Like the Eagles got plenty of depth on the D-line. So Nolan Smith being out, that's not going to affect their defense, like to the point like, oh my gosh, Nolan Smith is out. They're going to fall apart. You know what I'm saying? Like their secondary is pretty healthy. They got Zach Bond, an all-pro linebacker, from Wisconsin. We was at the New Orleans Aints. They got a Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. They have D ends. They got great depth. That's how you build a roster. So key matchups. Trenches. Like that's going to decide the game. And unfortunately, the Eagles have the advantage there. Kalijah Clancy would have been really good for this game because we need his penetration. Vita has been under control for the most part this season. Like I was looking at some advanced analytics. He's been pretty much average at best, and rushing the passer. And also his run fits has been okay. You know, still good at running, stopping the run, but his impact is not as huge as it should be. That's a concern with Vita, but he's getting older, so I understand. But the trenches that's where the game is going to be decided. And Bucs O line versus the Eagles D line advantage. Eagles, you know, Eagles O line versus the Bucs D line. Kind of the advantage. Eagles there. So like in the trenches, the Eagles do have the advantage. Like I think we can all agree on that. Like, do we agree with that? Like, do we agree with that? Do we need to have a little do we need to have a little bit more conversation about the trenches? Eagles trenches versus the Bucs trenches. Like, do we need to have a further discussion on who has the advantage in the trenches? The Bucs trenches, O-line, the Bucs O-line D-line, or is it the Eagles O-line D-line? Like, who has the advantage? Because that's going to be the key. The Bucs have a depleted O-line, and the Eagles have an elite D-line. So straight up trenches. See, please understand, when I say trenches, I mean outside linebackers if you're running 3-4 in the D-line. I'm not talking about linebackers blitzing. I'm not talking about safeties blitzing. I'm talking about trenches. Understand what the word trenches mean. That means the big boys, not blitzing linebackers and secondary guys. You know, remember, Eagles O-line versus the Bucs D-line. Bucs O-line versus the Eagles D-line. Who has the advantages? Can the Bucs depleted O-line block the Eagles D-line consistently for 60 minutes? Can the Bucs D-line get penetration against the Eagles O-line? Right? That's the question. Trenches, big boys, not blitzing linebackers and safeties. Understand that part. Secondary test is another thing. Now, the Eagles don't throw the ball a lot. I think they're like 32nd in the NFL in passing. But they can throw the ball, which is interesting. That's an interesting offense. You have 2 top 20 receivers, but they don't want to throw the ball. So I believe the Bucs have the advantage. The Bucs secondary against the Eagles passing game, the Bucs have the advantage. That's why I will say that the Bucs have an advantage there. The Bucs secondary versus the Eagles receivers, even though they're really good, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Devontae Smith is terrible and AJ Brown is terrible. It's the quarterback. You know, it's the quarterback is the issue. You know what I'm saying? It's the quarterback that I'm concerned about. That they're the bottom 5. Like, they're not good throwing the ball, but here's the thing, like, yeah, they might be bottom 5, but they can throw the ball, which is funny. You know, even though that number is the number, yeah, the numbers say the numbers are the numbers, but they can throw the ball. You know, they can throw the ball, which is funny. So I don't know if Eagles OC is going to open up a little bit and be more aggressive throwing the ball, or they're going to stick to their run game. And then when they decide to throw the ball, they throw the ball. Kyler Murray is not good. Kyler Murray is not good. Like, how did he get a big contract? I'm just trying to figure out. Some of these quarterbacks got a big contract and shouldn't have got that. How did he get a big contract? What did they see in the 5'9" quarterback to give him $250 million or $200 million, something like that? Like, how did that even happen? There's several guys. I'll even take I'll even take a couple backups over Kyler Murray. Like, how did they get these big contracts? Like, they didn't do it. They're not good. Like, real talk. Like, what? Kyler Murray got a $200 million contract. He's not good. He's not that good to me. Every time I watch him, I'm like, he's not good. I'll take Malik Willis over him. I mean, I'm gonna name some backups. I'll take over Kyler Murray. How many backups you can name that you'll take over Kyler Murray? Like, for real, like Mariota, Drew Lock. I don't know. Like, what the hell? Like, for real. But anyway, the Bucs secondary got the advantage. I like how they playing, right? Some of the analytics that I see in the Bucs secondary is good, and some of it's kind of like, what's going on there? But anyway, overall, they've been playing pretty fine. Now, mind you, it's early in the season. I think they're giving up as a unit. I think they're still giving up over 200 yards passing, like about 230, maybe 220, which is not bad. But what else? The Bucs run defense has been elite. I think they're ranked in the top 10 run defense. So that's a good thing. Because we know the Eagles will run the ball. They're going to try to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. So here's the thing about the Bucs secondary, real quick. The improvement is because of the young guys. Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morris from last week, Morrison, you can see the difference with the young guys in there. Tyke Smith in his second year. I still don't like the small safety look. I'm just not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of two safeties under 5'10" or 5'10" and under. Or 5'10" and a quarter and under. I'm not a fan of two small safeties. So I don't know how that's going to play out in the long term down the road, in big games and stuff like that. But I'm just not a fan of the too small safety look. It's working right now. I get it. I understand. That's fine. But I just wish they would have just got a 6'1", 6'2" safety to pair with Winfield Jr. You know what I'm saying? But Winfield Jr. will be a big key to this game. Trying to understand what Jalen Hurts is doing, throwing the ball and running it. When the play is not there and the Bucs secondary cover Devontae and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert, can Winfield Jr. make sure Jalen Hurts and Levante David too, make sure that Jalen Hurts doesn't hurt the Bucs on the ground, scrambling. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to put a spy on him, though. Definitely got to put a spy on him. You know what I'm saying? Sebastian Dennis, he's good inside the box, but not good in coverage. I don't want him covering tight ends and running backs. That's a problem. And the Bucs run defense should do a good job. The Bucs only allowing 3.6 yards a carry. Now, Philly's going to run the ball regardless. That's what they do. Philly's going to run the ball whether we like it or not. Like, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the Bucs can stop Philly's run game and make Jalen Hurts throw the ball, now, which he can when he kind of wants to, but you kind of want to make Philly one-dimensional. And the Bucs can do that. They have a good run defense. Their run defense has always been good, and a lot of it has to deal with because teams like to throw the ball against the Bucs. Even this year, they still like to throw the ball against the Bucs. Like 59% to 41% are pass versus run. So we're gonna see how that plays out. Can the Bucs run defense make Jalen Hurts beat them? I'd rather see that than to see the Eagles dominate the game with the run game and shorten the game. You know what I'm saying? Also in this game, discipline. The Bucs had 15 penalties last week. I think 12 of them, 14 of them came in the first half, I believe. So in the second half, the Bucs did play better. They played better, a lot better in the second half. But we got to see some discipline too. in particular the O-line. We got to see discipline. We got to make sure that O-line holds up like big time. We can't have silly penalties. Logan Hall and number 35. We got to have Savasque Dennis do a better job in coverage, which I'm not a fan of that. But Levante Davis a little slower now. But discipline will play a big factor in this game. Discipline. Discipline. You know what I'm saying? To win this game, like the way the Bucs have won the first couple games, or first 3 games, this is not the game to win like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to win a game like this. You don't want to have to always rely on last minute wins, which is fine. I'm okay with that, but that's not a recipe, a long-term recipe. Not a recipe to say, yeah, we're just gonna play it tight to the vest, and then fourth quarter with 2 minutes left, Baker win us the game. Why do teams run the ball out of shotgun? I don't like that. I don't like when teams run the ball out of shotgun in 3rd and 4th and short. It don't make any sense. Why do teams do that? That's a goofy play calling. I don't like that play call. Shotgun run on 4th down. What happened to the teams lining up in split backs and I formation? Why don't teams do that? With a fullback or H-back in front of the running back. Why do teams keep getting in the shotgun running RPO runs? Stop that. I formation or split back West Coast style. Jesus Christ. Like, some things just can be simple. It's difficult to others. Does anybody agree with me on that? Shotgun runs on 3rd down, 1, 30 inches, 4th and 1. It just don't make any sense. Anyway. Both teams in the turnover battle, they're +2. They're tied for 5th in the NFL in turnover margin, which is good. Turnovers might be the difference maker, one of the difference makers, but to me, I believe the trenches will be the difference maker in this game. And y'all know me, I'm always a trench guy. I've always been like that. Since I started this channel, I've always banged the desk on the Bucs trenches. O-line, D-line, O-line, D-line, O-line, D-line. Then we got the O-line fixed. Then it was D-line, 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 D-line. So we're going to see there. But discipline is key. And turnovers will be key too, if they can get some turnovers. Let me see. The winner of this game, what's at stake? The winner will get the NFC tiebreaker advantage. So if the Bucs and the Eagles tie with the same record, 11-6, 12-5, 13-4, whatever record they end up with, and they tie, the Bucs can get the tiebreaker. They will get the tiebreaker with the Eagles when it comes to seeding, right? Because the Bucs are going to the playoffs. Regardless of how you feel about what I say about the Bucs, and regardless of what you think about how I talk about football or about the Bucs and all that, and try to prove me wrong, well, guess what? I got the Bucs going to the playoffs and winning the division, winning 10.5 games, which is basically 10 games or 11 games. So argue with your mama when it comes to me picking the Bucs to win or lose. They're going to the freaking playoffs with double-digit wins. Argue with your mama. Whoop-de-doo. You don't like how I talk. Whoop-de-doo. Kyler Murray, terrible. Anyway, the Bucs, if they win this game, they'll be 4-0 for the first time since 2005. Y'all remember those days? Y'all remember those back in the day? 2005. That's the old Bucs. I leave the ones you adore cracked open like they afraid of the boogeyman. Kids stumbling. Like oopsie daisies, like kids stumbling. But Kyler Murray is not good. Interception, Kyler Murray. Interception, Kyler Murray. But the Cardinals got it back because he fumbled. Anyway, this is a statement game. Statement game for the Bucs. Man, I saw that fumble, man. It was crazy. Wait a minute. Kyler Murray's terrible, boy. Got lucky. Kyler Murray is terrible, boy. I swear to God. Anyway, statement game for Kyler. Statement game for the Bucs. Baker Mayfield, Super Bowl caliber. If the Bucs win this game, we might want to start talking about Super Bowl or bust. Like, no excuses, right? Super Bowl or bust. No excuses. If the Bucs win this game, which they can, because they're the cardiac kids, right? The cardiac men, the cardiac arrests. They win the game, man. We gonna have to change the tone behind this. Like, all right, I know some of us said 10-7, 11-6. Forget the record. Forget the record. If the Bucs win this game, I don't care what their record is. Super Bowl, well, I do care, but I'm just saying, like, get to the playoffs. I don't care about getting to the playoffs. I'm talking about Super Bowl. Bust. Back to the Tom Brady situation. Because I'm telling you, if the Bucs win this game, you know the Bucs fans gonna be like, yeah, we really like that. We're going to Super Bowl. All right. Like, for real. Like, let's keep it 100 Bucs fans. Like, don't sell the team short. If the Bucs win this game, I'm pretty sure some of us gonna be like, Super Bowl. I'm just saying, because when Tom Brady was here, it was literally Super Bowl or bust every single year. You hear me? It was Super Bowl or bust. His 2020, 2021, and 2022. I didn't care what happened during that season. It was literally Super Bowl or bust. If the Bucs win this game, we might want to change that tune. Super Bowl or bust. I don't care what happens in the regular season. You get to the playoffs, anything less than a Super Bowl is a failure. The more the Bucs win, the more you're going to keep hearing 17-0 or 16-1, something like that. And I'm going to say, guess what? Super Bowl or bust. Okay? Boy, what Kyler Murray got away with it. If you're watching the Thursday night football game, watch it from the next gen stat view. Anyway, yeah, the Lions got a good road win. Very good road win. That was a dominant road. It was 38-30, but that's interesting. Marvin Harrison Jr. looking like I don't think he's gonna be that good. Marvin Harrison Jr. got some issues. Anyway. Yeah, Kyler Murray, man. He's weird. I should have got Benson on my fantasy football team. Anyway, my prediction for this game, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to pick the Bucs to win, but then I want to pick the Eagles to win too. It's a head scratcher. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I pick the Bucs to win? Do I? Because I mean, based on my schedule prediction before the season started, I had the Bucs losing this game. Still winning 10.5 games. You know, that 10, 11 wins overall. But this is one of the losses I had the Bucs for the season. This is one of the losses, regardless of a 10-7 or 11-6 season. This was one of the losses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so this was one of the losses, regardless of the record at the end of the season. I think it's gonna be a tight game. But based on football knowledge, I got to go with the better team, like far as roster, and the more healthier team. Which is, I'm not saying it's an excuse that the Bucs lose the game, but the slight edge I'm gonna have to give the Eagles. You know, a slight edge to the Eagles because of they are a little bit more healthier. You know what I'm saying? Because we've gotten away with 3 games with last minute, victories. This game, my observation, I think the injuries catch up to the Bucs. Evans not playing, Godwin plays, but he's not going to be on every snap. Tristan Wirfs plays, but is he going to be on a snap count? But offensively, the injuries will catch up at some point. And Emeka is going to do his thing, but Sterling Shepard going to get a couple catches, but I don't have no faith in Cade Otton. I don't have any faith in Cade Otton. That's the issue. Like, we need somebody to step up, because if Godwin plays, how much he going to play? You know what I'm saying? And I don't have any faith in Cade Otton. Like, he's not good. Like, people thought he was really good, but he's not an impactful player. He's a jack. Like, he had a little 4-game stretch that he was catching a lot of balls, but that was just Baker just force feeding him the ball. Like, I don't believe in Cade Otton. Hopefully he makes an impact this game. I wish he makes some sort of impact, but I don't. Emeka's gonna have his game. Sterling Shepard have a couple catches, Bucky a couple screens, Rashad White a couple screens, Godwin might get a couple catches. A couple catches that I wish Cade Otton was like Trey McBride, or I wish he was like a Brock Bowers type tight end. But Cade Otton just not good enough. Like I said, slight edge to the Eagles, and I say that very, very cautiously. Slight edge to the Eagles because they have the better roster. They, like on paper, they should win the game. I get it. The paper thing says that. But this was one of the games I had the Bucs losing, regardless of the record, 10-7, 11-6. So I'm not bothered by it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bothered by the Bucs losing this game. If they win it, that's great, right? But if they lose this game, it does not change my record prediction. You know what I'm saying? 10.5. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay, Bucs fans. Like, you have yours, you have your outcome on what you think. I have mine. It's not a big deal, because we're on the same team. You know what I'm saying? We root for the same team, but I can't pick them to win every game. You know what I'm saying? That's not realistic. If the Bucs lose, you don't want them to lose in 44-13 type shit. Excuse my language. But you want them to be competitive, and I wish the Bucs were healthy. Like if the Bucs was healthy, equal playing field, yeah, I get it. It'll be like, yeah, but at some point, like how long are we gonna get away with just winning games in the fourth quarter with under 2 minutes? You know what I'm saying? Like, and how are we gonna keep getting away with winning games without our star players? Like we look, a 3-point win against the Falcons, a 1-point win against the Texans, and a 3-point win against the Jets, I believe. Yeah, 2-point win against the Jets. Like those teams are not considered elite, right? Nobody thinks the Texans are elite right now, and we definitely don't think that the Jets are elite. And then the Falcons are Dr. Hyde and Jekyll, and those teams don't equate to the Eagles, right? Is that fair enough to say? So our performance against those teams, we did what we had to do, but none of those teams are the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I can give the Eagles credit because they have a good team, they have a good GM, they have a good roster. You know what I'm saying? X, Y, and Z. I can give them credit, but I'm not going to give the other teams that type of credit. You know what I'm saying? Like because they got issues. But this is the first test of. This is the first of 4 tests in the next 4 weeks. So looking forward to the game. Score prediction. Being that the Bucs have won some games or won first 3 games in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, playing dangerous, right? This game will be a little bit more like not chaotic at the end, right? If it becomes chaotic, then the Bucs gonna have a great chance to win that game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say my score prediction 27-16. 27-16. The Bucs will move the ball late, but 27-16 sounds about right. So yeah. You tell me your score prediction and who you got winning, and give me your thoughts on who's going to be the wild card in this game, because the Eagles do have a good secondary. The Eagles do have a good secondary. So let's not forget the Eagles secondary. They're pretty good. Cooper DeJong, the Bucs could have drafted him. The Bucs said no. Quinton Mitchell, the Bucs possibly could have traded up to get him or something like that, but the Bucs said no. Blankenship, a Babuka, the safety from Clemson, he's pretty good. So the Eagles secondary is pretty good. They got a good secondary. But yeah, 27-16. I'm gonna take the under 45. Yeah, I'm gonna take under 45. Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun game, but if the Bucs lose, it's no big deal. I don't want people to think like, oh, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. Can't win them all. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you have to pick the Bucs to lose at some point, because it's just how when's the last time we've seen an undefeated team for 17 games or 16 games? When the last time we've seen that? So, Ken Walker going on. Yeah, so it's okay, folks. It's if the Bucs win, that's great. Don't get me wrong. If the Bucs win, that is great. That's outstanding for us as a team, as a fan base. But just picking, just doing the, looking at this, looking at the leverage and looking at everything and all the factors. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can look around the football conversation. Probably about 80% of the people, whether they're media members or football heads or fans, not too many people picking the Bucs to win the game. And that's understandable. I get it why people wouldn't pick the Bucs to win the game based on going into the game versus the team they're going against. It's not a knock on the Bucs though. It's not saying that the Bucs are not good. You know what I'm saying? Just what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Diaby and Hassan Reddick, man. Hassan Reddick got 1 sack. Diaby got 1 sack. Diaby got some pressures, but he did that last year. Diaby did this last year. He got pressure, but he wasn't getting sacks. And the same thing happened again. Something is triggering him not to get sacks. Like he gets pressures, but no sacks. You know, it's the same thing last year. Hassan Reddick. I think the Bucs, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen a stat that said Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby are top 5 duo in pressures. Yeah, top 5 in pressures, but they have 2 sacks and I think 27 pressures. That's not a good ratio. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of weird, but we want to see more sacks from them because if we don't, it's the same thing that we saw last year. Pressures, but not finishing. Like I remember he said it last year, like, yeah, I'm gonna turn those pressures into sacks. Well, buddy, you got over 10 pressures, but 1 sack. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you consider a pressure, touchdown. Like whatever you consider pressure, that's what you consider pressure. I don't know if it's 27 for real, or is it that 27 based on what they think? What do you think is a pressure? Like, what do you think is a pressure, right? They say 27 as a duo. I can go back and probably look at all 27 and see if this is really a pressure. Probably not, but hey, but 2 sacks, 27 pressures. It's the same thing I saw last year with Yaya Diaby, getting pressure but not finishing or not containing. You know, yeah, I lead the league in pressures, but you got 5 sacks and you got 50 pressures. That's not good. That's not a good ratio. That means you don't have the burst or the closing speed to finish. And this is the issue that a lot of people had with Diaby last year. He's getting there, but he's low in containment. He's not finishing sacks. He's overrunning sacks. You know, zebra. Like, yeah, I say the same thing. They sure don't look like top 5 in pressure. Like, we watched the game. You know, we've watched the game. It's like, are they really top 5 in pressure? Because I'm watching the game. I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what do you consider a pressure? Like right in front of the quarterback or kind of like after he throw the ball? I don't know. But when I watch the games, I don't know if I can count 27 pressures. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But that's what they said. You know, I think he got 10. And it says 27 as a duo. Like, I'm still trying to figure out 27 as a duo. So that means if you split them in half, that's 13 apiece. Basically, right? Or 13 and a half a piece. You know what I'm saying? So 27 pressures? Does anybody believe that though? Like, seriously? Like, I'm just curious. Like, let's have a quick conversation right quick with Diaby and Hassan Reddick. What have y'all seen so far? What's y'all thoughts behind that? And is it really 27 pressures? Because sometimes Hassan Reddick goes missing. Like, because there's some points in the game where Hassan Reddick doesn't do anything for like 5 or 6 plays, and all of a sudden Hassan Reddick and Diaby in top 5 in pressures. I don't know. You know, I'm not trying to say they're wrong, but where? I don't see it. 27 pressures between the two. I don't know, man. Maybe I have to go back and watch it because I don't know, man. Because Hassan Reddick, he goes missing. Yeah, Mom for Christ, I agree. Like, you know what I mean, he kind of does some pressure here and there, but I don't see him like making a huge impact. Like, you know, he's causing crazy stuff like chaos. Like, he's not Nick Benito. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not Nick Benito. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not TJ Watt and nothing like that. I don't see the, you know, you feel me? Like, he's not a he's not a Daniel Hunter or Will Anderson or Max Crosby. Like, where's all the pressure coming from? Like, because he goes missing. I seen Hassan Reddick dropping coverage. I'm like, why is he in coverage, man? Why you got this man dropping in coverage again? Sal, exactly. Sal, I'm trying to figure out, and I'm not trying to knock Hassan and Diaby, but I'm trying to figure out 27 pressures. Like, where? You know what I'm saying? Because Hassan Reddick goes missing. And of course, if it's 27 pressure, that's great, but Texas O-line not good. And you was going against a rookie right tackle last week, Jets. And then you was going against a third string right tackle against the Falcons. So I don't know, man. I don't have to go back and watch the tape. They don't finish sacks. Exactly. They don't finish the sacks. So it was like all the pressure means, but pressure, all the pressure should turn into more turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like more turnovers. Hopefully it gets like that. We're gonna see, man. You know, aside, like remember now, the Eagles got 2 good tackles. Of course, Todd Bowles is gonna blitz. He's gonna blitz. I was just talking about the Bucs D line, but Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson. Good luck, Hassan Reddick and Diaby. Good luck. That's a what, a top 10 tackle duo. This is gonna be the Bucs' first test. That's the Bucs. This is gonna be the Bucs' first test facing good tackles. You know what I'm saying? Lane Johnson is a top 3 right tackle. I think he can play left tackle if he want to, but he's a top 3 tackle, top 4 tackle, whether it's right or left. And you know, Jordan Mailata is pretty good too. So good luck, Hassan Reddick and Diaby, getting around those dudes. They don't allow a lot of sacks on the edge. You have to go pretty much up the middle. And Todd Bowles is going to blitz Jalen Hurts to speed him up, but the Bucs have to control the line of scrimmage. They have to make Jalen Hurts throw the ball on 3rd and longs. Get Jalen Hurts on 3rd and longs. You know, but I don't see in this particular game with those tackles, I don't see Hassan Reddick and Diaby doing a lot. A lot of the pressure will come from blitzing. Now, if Hassan Reddick and Diaby get pressure, it'll be because of the blitz, not because of they just rushing and getting past Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata. I don't see them winning the one-on-one matchups. I see them doing TE stunts or TED stunts, or TEN stunts, but just rushing straight up, rushing against Lane Johnson, rushing against Jordan Mailata to get pressure. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see that happening. Our young secondary will be tested. Murray is not good, man. Murray is terrible. How do you get all that money? If Worf come back, that'd be great. But is he going to be on a snap count? Is Godwin and Worf going to be? But remember the report saying that Godwin was going to come back in October. So I'm just trying to figure out what changed between that report and now he's coming back in September. Like I thought it was going to be game number 5. So something happened. I think this game he'll be on a snap count. I mean, first game back. I mean, you're going to have him play all snaps. It's going to be kind of tough. Worf's, he was expected to be back around this time. So I'm not surprised him coming back. Might take him a game or 2 to kind of get fully, situated, but we'll see. But Worf's a Tristan. I'm not worried about him. It might take him a half. You know what I'm saying? So Worf's is back. That's great. That helps the Bucs O-line. That means Graham Barton can go to right tackle. Graham Barton can go to right tackle or right guard. Keep Ben Bredeson at center, and move Graham Barton to right guard. How about that? Yeah. So put Graham Barton at right guard or right tackle, and leave Ben Bredeson at center. Hey, I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. has been a disappointment. No, Tristan wants to play left tackle. They can move Graham Barton to right tackle. So we're gonna see. With that being said, get your crypto bags ready. Crypto is bleeding. It's a bloodbath. It's a buying opportunity. Get your crypto bags up. We have a big October, November coming. Money to be made. You feel me? Let's do it like that. And we're going to do it like this. Get them crypto bags ready. Big caps or large caps, mid caps. Well, focus on big caps right now. That's 10 billion plus. And get a couple of top level mid caps. Mid caps are $1 billion to $10 billion market cap. Get a couple of those. And if you want to play around with small caps and micro caps, go ahead. But the money moves with large cap first. Cardano, XRP, Avalanche, Chainlink, Ethereum, Solana. Sui. Get some Sui. You know, get those in your bags early because those are the first ones to pump. They'll probably pump times 2 to times 7, and then you rotate your money over to the mid caps, and those mid caps will go times 10 to times 20 times 30. Small caps times 30 to times 50, 60. Micro caps times 100 times 200 times 300. So don't get mad at me. Get your crypto bags up. Anyway, that's the end of my time. I basically did 2 videos in one. You know what I'm saying? I've been here for about an hour. That's pretty much enough. Back to the crypto journey. I had an hour to spare, and I gave you an hour, so that's good. I was going to break this video up into 2 30-minute videos, but I figured I'll give you a whole hour and let you guys marinate on my prediction. The Bucs will be 3-1 after this, going to Seattle. That's going to be another tough game. I'm watching Seattle right now. So with that being said, fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag big test. Hashtag why. Hashtag what are we doing? Hashtag what is this? Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag trenches matter. Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't play the game. I just talk about it. Hashtag what did your eyes tell you? Hashtag where's Logan Hall? Hashtag discipline. Hashtag probability versus possibility. Buckles like a signing out. I will see y'all on Sunday. Be there or be square. Buckles Laka signing out.